Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Makeover Monday Watch Me Viz for 2023 week 26. I am your host, Andy Kriebel, and on these Watch Me Viz sessions, I will take you through the original visualization, have a bit of inspection about the data, possibly read the article if it's necessary, the article that is associated with the visualization, and then just start building a bunch of charts until I come up with something that I like and that I want to publish. I will take you through step by step how I build all of these. I will explain along the way how I do things. And if I make mistakes, you'll get to learn from those as well. So why don't we go ahead and get started? And first, I need to go ahead and share my screen. And hopefully you all can hear me. I'm pretty sure you can. So let me share my screen. Okay. And come on, show on stream. There we go. Okay. So if you're not already a subscriber to my newsletter, please go to andykriebel.com and go ahead and just stick your email and click on subscribe. I give lots of tips each week. And this past week, for example, if you had subscribed, you would have gotten a glimpse at my or an early access to a video that I created that will be coming out later this week about blue things and green things in Tableau. So what does discrete and continuous mean, and how does that compare to dimensions and measures? So I go into lots of detail of what I consider to be the most fundamental concept in Tableau. So if you go to andykriebel.com, you can go ahead and click on subscribe there. And if you scroll down, there's also a button on here. You can click on newsletters and just go read the old one if you want, the one that just came out, plus any past issues. I also have a bunch of products that are for sale. They're all 50% off right now with the code SUMMER, SUMMER. The one that I was strongly encouraged to produce or to offer to people was this one called my Data Analysis Bookmarks Bundle. And this is basically all of the bookmarks that I used for Tableau, Power BI, design, colors, data visualization, chart choices, all of the shortcuts that I have, I put together in a little bundle for you. So again, go to andykriebel.com and you can get your hands on those as well. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to look at this original visualization. Which professions are the most pressured to drink with workmates? Now, there is no additional data, so we literally only have 10 records in this data set, which I find to be pretty interesting because you have to get a bit creative. And I'm really curious to see what people do this week because you might think it's very simple, but we've had data sets in the past that are just two columns, and we've had hundreds of different visualizations created with that. And when you tweet these out, don't forget to tag me on them at VizWizBI, and also use the hashtag MakeoverMonday so that we can get that conversation started, get you feedback that you might want. If you do want feedback, ask for it. And people are always very kind. And it's a great way for all of us to learn from each other. So the original data set here it's based on the UK. And if you've ever been to London, or if you've worked in London or lived in London in particular, I'm speaking about now, I know this is prevalent around the country, but from my experience in London, there is a lot of pressure to drink. I see people. So if it's a nice, really a nice day any time of year, but particularly in the spring and the summer, if it's a nice day at lunchtime, the alley outside of our office in central London will be completely packed with people drinking. And this is at like lunchtime, 11 o'clock in the morning. And then they all go back to work too, which is just amazing to me. And the funniest thing is that they will stay late in order to justify that their train ticket is cheaper. Yet they've spent another, because they're outside peak hours, but yet they've spent who knows how much for that many more drinks, certainly more than they saved with the train ticket. So it's an excuse that they use. But so these are the professions that feel the most pressure to drink. I'm actually really surprised that banker and city worker isn't a lot higher than this. But again, that might just be my experience living in London and working in central London. Is those are the people that I tend to see being in very central London. Okay, so, oh, and also if you have any questions along the way, please feel free to enter them in the chat. If you're on LinkedIn, I can't see your chat messages until I log into LinkedIn. For some reason, they don't show up in my live stream software. So I apologize for that. But if you're on YouTube and you leave a comment, I will see it. So you'll occasionally see me looking down at my screen. Cheers, Coca-Cola, not a beer. Okay. Is there anything better than an ice cold Coca-Cola when it's hot out? I mean, it just really hits the spot. Having worked there, maybe I'm a bit biased. Okay, so let's go ahead and connect to this data set. If I scroll down, I did find a new feature that I liked in data.world is I can link it to a Google Doc, which I never knew you could do that. So possibly it's a new feature, but it certainly makes things easier for me because most of the data sets I save in Google Docs to start anyway. All right, so as we wait for Tableau to start up, let me just quit some apps here so nobody pops up any messages or anything. Oh, the other thing is on my website, if you scroll down, somewhere down here, maybe about halfway down, you can join my Discord server. There are 375 people on it now, I believe, chatting with each other, asking questions. So there's forums on there for Tableau, Data Viz, Alteryx, Power BI, kind of pretty much anything. Just ask a question on there. When you do join, go ahead and introduce yourself. Let people know who you are. But you can get all of that straight from my my website. Okay, so let's see if it has started. Okay, great. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and connect to the data set. And where did I save it? Makeover Monday, data 2023, pressure to drink. All right, and I'm just going to go ahead and rename it. That's the first thing I always do. And oh, and I think last week or the week before, I don't remember, maybe 2 weeks ago. No, it was this past week. I put a video out. Let me actually show you. I put a video out for people that are brand new to Tableau. I called it, this one here, Tableau tutorial for beginners. And I literally go from the welcome screen into connecting to data, manipulating the data while you're in the connection window, how to build basic charts, and then how to put it together in the dashboard, add interactivity, and then publish it and share it. So if you know anybody, if you're new to Tableau or you know anybody that is new to Tableau, this should be a great video for them to learn kind of the basics of working with Tableau. Okay, almost like I'm giving you a bunch of ads today. Okay, so we have the rank, the profession, and the feeling pressure. Okay, so one thing to notice here is how do I do this again? There we go. Oh, that didn't do it. Does that zoom in on the screen? I don't know if it does or not. Anyway, let me do it this way. So we have this. So what Tableau did is we have this rank field. And it's just a list of numbers 1 through 10. But notice that Tableau brought it in as a green number. So Tableau is going to automatically default this as a continuous measure. So green meaning continuous, meaning it's on a scale. And it's going to put it in as a measure because when Tableau reads green things in this data preview, it typically puts them as measures, but we're going to want that to be a discrete dimension. So I'll show you how to change that here in a second. All right, so let's go ahead and go to our sheet. There's nothing we need to do here. And notice how Tableau put this rank down here in our measures. So I'm going to just simply drag that up to the dimension section. And now I have a discrete dimension. So let's just start building a bunch of things. So I'm going to start with the rank field and maybe the profession and then the feeling pressured. Okay, so we got something like that. And then what I can do is I'm going to create a calculated field. I'm just going to call this the remainder. And it's going to be 1 minus our percent feeling pressured. Hit OK. And if I drag that onto the same axis, move measure names to color, I get a simple percent of total. So let me rearrange these. Okay, and we get kind of what is in the original. So let me go back here. So in the original visualization, it's relatively similar, right? So we have this yellow and white, and but we have, yeah. So this, we've kind of recreated the original visualization. But what I like is that they have these kind of pill look, and maybe it's because the first one's a doctor, but it's these rounded circles. So let's see if we can build something like that. So I'm going to duplicate the sheet. And what I want to do now is I want to change my mark type to a line. And I'm going to move, I'm going to also drag measure names onto the path shelf. And that's going to now combine the lines together. Let me take measure names off of the color. So we get something like that, but it doesn't look quite right. So I need to do something different. So that's not right. So let me start over here. So we've got that. I want to create a new calculated field. I'm just going to call it 100. And it's just going to be the number 1. So it's just to give me 100%. And then what I want to do is I want to compare that. Let's see. No, I'm going to have another one called 0 and hit OK. And if I put that on the same axis, take measure names off of color. Now you see how everything goes from 0 to 1. So if I want to make it look like one of those pills, I can just drag the size up, and you'll see I get kind of these rounded lines. So that kind of gives me sort of this rounded line look. Now what I want to do though is I want to have it kind of fill up to 86% for doctor, for example. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to put the feeling pressured. I'm going to stick that on here as well and see what happens here. Now I need to put measure names onto color. And right, okay, so that doesn't quite work. Okay, because I need these to be, I don't want them to be on a so Tableau is giving me a continuous scale because these are aligned. Oh God, I remember. I know I've done this before. I think I need to go like this. And then this one. So on this line, I'm going to get rid of the color. Okay, so let's say we make this one, I'm just going to make it the yellow to match theirs. And then this one needs to go out to 100%. Now the question is, I can't do a line that goes out to 100%. So I wonder if I make it a dual axis, what's going to happen here. So let's synchronize. And then why am I forgetting how to do this? Because in order to do the rounded bar, you need to you need to use measure names to give you kind of the start and the end. So let me look. God, I know I've seen this done before. Let me look back at, I think it's a workout Wednesday. So let me go to Tableau. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick scroll. It would have been a while ago, so okay. Just bear with me for a second as I tried to find this, but it was a while ago. I'm pretty sure it was by Luke Stanky quite a while ago. Okay. I don't know if it lets me filter by the person. Okay. Sorry, I'm just going to have to take a second to go through this. It's kind of something like that. But that's not what I'm looking for. So it's got like rounded bars. Let's try this bar. Where's bar? I don't see bar. Oh, there we go. 8, 9, 10. Okay. I can't find it. That's all right. Maybe I can look in. Let me look at my profile. And portfolio. Actually, it would have been a workout Wednesday. Let me just try it this way. I would highly encourage you to. This is a Google Photos album where I just put everything that I create in. It's a great way in case somebody wants to ever see your portfolio. You've got it there for them. Okay. I know it was a workout Wednesday. Okay, let me go back. It wasn't 2023. I mean, we could try to do something like that. So that might be an option. And then workout Wednesday 2022. Okay, must not have done very many of them. And then 2021. All right, let's see. $2020. Let's rank over Monday. Go. Okay, this is going to be the last one I look at. So not that. Okay, so none of those. All right, sorry about wasting some time there. But hopefully you get the idea on what I was trying to do there. So I'm just going to skip past that. So let's again bring in our rank and our profession. And so the other one that I looked at, let me go back. It was, where was it? Or is that one with the, oops. I think it was here. Nope. Where the heck is the one I saw with the, annoying. Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is week 2. So I'm thinking about something like this. So I don't quite remember how to do it, so let's give it a go. So I know I need to do a donut. I need to have 2 fields here. Okay, so one of these is going to be, they're both going to be circles. Is this automatic? Yeah, circle. Okay, and then this one's going to be a pie. And then my feeling pressured is going to be on my angle. And then the remain, let's see. No, I want to have, gosh, how the heck do I do this? Okay, there we go. And now I have this one, which is going to just be, that's a circle. Okay, and we're going to make that white. And we're going to put the value, so number format, percentage, 0 decimals. Okay, so let's put that on the label. And then let's center that, allow overlap. And let's make it a nice big font. Okay, maybe something like 20. And then the pie, I can make bigger. God. Okay, and then this one, I want to make smaller. And then make it a dual axis. Okay, and then synchronize. So now we have our donuts like this. So what we want to do here is it's percent of orders, so total sales. And then we want to do this bar chart. I don't know why I'm doing this. So then feeling pressure, let's put that here. Let's make this one a bar. And then let's put the label on the end. And yeah, not great. Okay. We built it, but it's not really very useful. So let's move on. What else could we do? I mean, we could just do a simple bar chart. We can make like a nice looking bar chart. So let's put feeling pressured here. And if we maybe stick the labels on, we can maybe make them a bit bigger, shrink the size down a bit so they're nice and thin, something like that. Now, what you could do then, actually, let me turn the labels off. What I could do is I could put maybe 0 on here as well, and let's rearrange these. And now on this 0, let's see, I want to do this as, I'm going to do it as a dual axis. And then let's put measure names here. Okay, and we're going to make them both bars. And then let's synchronize. Okay, here we go. So now I've got 2 shelves to work with. Let's get rid of measure names on color. The percent feeling, let's make this bar a bit bigger, make it look a bit nicer. And then what I want to do on this shelf is I want to put the percent pressured on the label. And then I want to put the profession on the label. And let's put the rank on the label. And now I'm just going to start rearranging things. So let's call this, so rank. And then let's bring up the profession. And that. And then, oops. And okay, that's left line. And allow overlap. I'm not going to need to worry about the overlap anyway. Okay, cancel. Let's maybe make this like 12 point. Okay, so now I can actually hide the header for all of these things. And I can also get rid of my tooltips because I already have the labels on there. So what I would probably do now is make this a bit bigger. I'll have to play with it when I get it into, if I use this one, I'll play with it a bit more when I get it into the dashboard. Because you probably want it like maybe something like that. Yeah. And then let's format. Oh, actually, I'm going to go up to format workbook. And in my lines, I'm going to turn my grid lines off. Let's turn our 0 lines off. And let's turn our axis rulers off. Okay. And then I need to format the borders and get rid of my row dividers and get rid of my column dividers. Okay. Now notice how you've got this tiny little bar here where the zeros are. So I'm just going to make that transparent. And I'm also going to make it as small as it could possibly go. So then it's just a tiny dot. I don't know why it's still picking a color. It's still there. What the hell? That's why I made it transparent. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, I'm just going to call this one 0. And I'm just going to put the text in here 0. Or actually, I'll call it transparent. Call this anything. I'm just putting some kind of text in there. And then on this 0 bar, I'm going to put that on color. And then I have a transparent color palette. Let's see, where is it? Transparent. And I can assign that palette. And then there you go. So we can change the color of this. Let's maybe make it blue. And we could even maybe try to match the original here. Let's see. So if we go with a black background, so let's format the view and let's make it, I'm just going to color pick that. Okay, and then I want the yellow. So we want to go, let's see. Okay, so I want to put this as a, let me show the header again. What happened to it? Oh, there it goes. And then let's put the 100 here. Okay. Oh, so that didn't work. Because I have that. Okay, let me just undo that. And then maybe I make these bars match the yellow that the original has, or the goldish color. And okay. And we get something like that. So not too bad. So we could fit entire, let's see, fit entire view, and we get something like that. So a kind of nice looking little bar chart. Now, so this is our bar with text above. What I could do is I could show the header for the rank, and then on my sum of 0, I'm going to get rid of the rank. So let me just get rid of this. And then I could format this to be, what color font do we have here? Let's just make it white and make it like, 14. And then the alignment, I'm going to put it to the bottom so it lines up with the bar. Okay, and then I can just shrink this down like that. Something like that. It's just another take on it. Let's uncheck show header. I'll probably need to make it slightly wider because of the number 10. Okay, so we've got that. So that works. I would probably actually also right align them. There we go. Give it a bit more space. So creative media donut chart. Not sure what you mean by that. Okay, so this is text above bar, let's say with rank. So let's go back to our percent of total chart. And if let me go here and let's copy the formatting and then paste the formatting. So at least gets me kind of part of the way there. And let's make it fit entire view. And then the feeling pressures, let's just make that yellow. And then the remainder is going to be white. Where's white? Okay, something like that. And this has almost like, you see how there's like a divider line between those two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on a reference line for each cell. And I'm going to put it, let's see. Okay, so that didn't work because I only have measure names here. I need to have the percent feeling pressured as an option there. So I need to put that onto the detail shelf so that it's available for the reference line. So let's edit the reference line. There we go. And no tooltip. I'm going to make it maybe a thick black line and increase that and untick recalculate. Okay, so show header. Okay, now the problem now is it doesn't quite match my background color. So format shading. Okay, so that's there. And let's, come on. Format. Okay, so now that should match exactly. So that gives us, something kind of similar like this, except so this one has the, okay, let's see if we can match this in. So the doctor goes below, So it's going to be kind of like this, right? So we want to have the sum of 0 here. Actually, we want it there. And we want to make it a dual axis. Where's my dual axis? Oh, am I already using a dual axis? I don't think so. There we go. And then let's synchronize. Okay. So then I want to have, see, this is where I was before. So measure names I need to have on here. But now that doesn't work because my white and my yellow are not in the same spot. Okay, so let's see if we can get around this. So let's undo. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to have the label for the bar below the yellow. So what we could do is we could put, okay, I think what I'm going to do instead, so let's get rid of that. I'm just going to try a couple things here. So let's make this a dual axis and synchronize. And let's make them both bars. And we need to move this axis to the back. And this one needs to be made white. Where was my white color? It doesn't really matter. Okay, and then I've lost my, I think I lost my reference line. Okay, so none. We want it to be maybe a thick line like that, and then that color. Okay. So now that's looking again more like the original. Let's hide this axis. We're probably going to end up hiding the axis at the bottom too. Okay, so I'm kind of back where I was before. So let's format this and make it middle. But now I need to get doctor below that bar. Okay. So on this bar here, if I add the label for the profession onto the label, and then let's label it to the left and at the bottom and allow the overlap. Okay, so now if I change my label to be white, and let's make it maybe, I don't know, 12 and bold. Okay, so it gets us part of the way there. And then on the 100% line, I want to have the feeling pressured on the label. Okay, and this one is going to be on the, it can't be on the left because that puts it there, on the right in the bottom. Okay, so that gets it closer, but not quite. So I think what I need to do, so I need it to be kind of inside the end of that bar. Oh, well, here's what I could do. I could just, what if I put a reference line for that cell? Let's make it feeling pressured. No line. None. Let's make the label the value. No, that's not going to do that because that's going to put it in the wrong spot as well. Okay, so let's get rid of that reference line. Right, okay, so with this 100%, I think I need to make it a Gantt bar, because now if I label it, I can move the label to the left and it gets inside of that. And then what I need to do is I need to, on the size, I'm going to put 100 there, but I'm going to put a minus in front of it. And that should now give me that. Oh, but now it's doing it to the left again. Bastard. Okay, let's try it a different way then. Let's undo that. And let's put 0 here instead. And then let's make the label on the right. Huh. Okay, that's pretty close. So let me put the 0. I think I probably, let me just go back because I could have left this as a regular bar chart, I believe, because now when I edit the axis, if I make this go from 0 to 1, it's going to automatically move that 86 inside. I want this to be yellow. Label. I want that to be yellow. I think it's that yellow. Oh, what happened here? Am I on the wrong? Oh, this one here. Okay, and then we want this to be yellow. Okay, so that looks closer. So now what I should ideally be able to do, let's see if this works. So if we make the bar, oh, dang it. I was hoping that it would put them underneath the bar. Shoot. This is annoying. This really shouldn't be so difficult. So I want to do something like this. Okay, let's see. All right, here's what I think I'm going to try to do. So if I go to totals and put on subtotals, then on my subtotals, I'm going to hide them. And can I now, so that says 86. But that's still not working. Okay. Well, this is about as close as we can probably get. Something like that. I mean, it's just crap. And I mean, that's trying to do it all in one chart. Maybe I could do it in 2 charts, but I was really hoping not to. Okay. Well, that will have to be what it is. Let me format that. I'll go with my Tableau bold to match again. Okay, any questions? Okay, so still no questions on the chat. So again, feel free to leave me any questions you might have. Yeah. Okay. All right, what else could we do here? Let's see. So far, I think I like this one the best so far. So let me do a bit of formatting while I'm here. So this is going to be sum of 0. Let's maybe make this semi-bold. Yeah, something like that. And then I can hide this axis. And then I don't need the tooltip, which I believe I already removed. Okay, good. And then I can hide this card. Okay, so we got something like that, which looks like the original. Okay, so let's edit the title. Let's call this semi-bold. Profession. Oh, let me make this white. Or should I drink due to workplace culture? Okay. So let's see. Let's see what else we can do here. There were some other really nice Vizes from Workout Wednesday. So let me just go back through these again. I think that's why I didn't hit next. Okay, let me browse for a second again. So it's not that. Luke tends to come up with very creative ways of using tables and bars and lines. How many of you have joined the Discord server? I'm curious to know if you wouldn't mind typing in there, and also let me know where you're calling in from. I know last week we had people from everywhere. It was pretty cool. Okay, well, yeah, so that's not going to work. All right, so I just had another idea on something we could do. Okay, so let's go to. We're going to do that. And we're going to do that. All right, so we're going to make this a line. Move measure names to path. Okay, so this gives us, let's put our profession and the rank. Okay, and let's make this a bit bigger. Size. Okay, something like that. And then on the dual axis, I'm going to put my, where is it? What field am I looking? Oh, there we go, data pane. Feeling pressure. So let's make that a dual axis and synchronize. And then this one, I'm going to make a circle. Wow, look how gigantic Tableau made this. It looks terrible. Okay, and then inside the circle, we can maybe put the label. So let's alignment, center and center, something like that. What we could do then, though, is we could take this line and we could change the line type to be maybe a dashed line. So if I make the line, now how do I make the line thinner? Probably just by reducing the size like that. Okay, so if I make this like a gray, okay, let's maybe increase the size a bit. Okay, and then we can take our circles and make these a bit bigger. And this gives us, this kind of scale. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, we could make this a pie. And then we would need to put, as it measure names, we need to put an angle. No, that doesn't work. We would need to put feeling pressured on angle. And yeah, we would need to measure names on, or sorry, measure values on angle. Yeah, but that's not going to work. Okay, that's fine. Just leave it as a circle. So that's another option you could do. All right, so let me see. Let me see what other kind of options I have here. So chart choosers. Let's try this one. Greetings from India. Aditya this side. Hi, Aditya. Very nice to meet you. We could do something like a bullet graph. So let's bring on the profession and the rank in the profession. And then I think if I highlight these two, I could then click on show me and make it a bullet graph. Okay. Yeah, so that's good. So let's edit this axis and let's make this go from 0 to 1. Okay, and then we want rank to be the first field, not the second field. And maybe we make those yellow. Oops, maybe this color yellow. Nope, that doesn't work well. Well, perhaps it does if we edit the reference lines. So what if we go something like that? Can we reverse them? Yeah, that doesn't look very good, does it? Because I kind of want that. Let's see, we want this to probably be at 50 and 75. 25, 50, and 75%. Okay, so let me get this out of the way here. All right, so I'm going to change my bar color back to just the regular. Maybe I'll use this purple. So now if I edit the reference line, let's look at maybe playing around with the colors a bit. So what colors would go well with that? Let's unreverse them. Okay, not that. No. So we want the kind of top end to be maybe a bad color. What if I did? No, that's not good. All right, what if we did 20, 40, 60, and 80? Yeah, I think we'll have to go with it's interesting because the colors aren't quite matching. So how do I format? I think shading. But it's not letting me, because the reds that I have in this color palette are not that red. So something like that might be okay. So what I can do now is I'm just going to copy the formatting here and paste the, oops, probably want to do it on this one, copy formatting, paste formatting. Oh my God, it's stupid. It reset the colors. So annoying. I could just leave it like that and then turn off that. And then I could just make the bars maybe black. Need to come up with a better color palette here. Maybe something like that. So I wonder if I can incorporate that with this one. Okay, so let me duplicate this sheet. And then I'm going to go to analytics and I'm going to bring on, I think it's a reference line. But that's not what I need. I need this one to be, this needs to be 100. What happened there? Oh. Okay. And then I'm going to make this a circle. Oops. No, that's right. Let's leave it the way it was. Okay. So we've got that. And now if I bring on a reference band for the entire table for 100. Okay, so I want to do a distribution, and it's going to be percentages. So let's do 50, 75. Okay, so that should give us 3 colors. And then my fill is, okay, so now I should be able to, what I'm trying to do is just rebuild. Let's see, so gray, dark. Let's try that. Reverse. Untick that. Okay. All right, so now what I need, I think I just need to do a bit more formatting here then. So, oops, shading, clear, edit title. Okay, so something like that. Oops. I'm just trying to get it where I have the bar above again. So let's see. I think I like the red color. Something like that. Okay. Nobody else wants to tell me where they're from today. Well, that's kind of sad. Well, maybe you are on maybe you are on what's it called? LinkedIn, but I can't see those comments. Okay, so the problem now is I need a different, my bottom end isn't white. So if I click off, you see it's not white, it's gray. So I think what I need to do is format the shading again and pick something that's going to be close. There we go. Nope, not quite. See, now that doesn't work. The colors don't quite match. Okay, let's try again. Oh. See, it doesn't let me reduce the opacity when it's like that. Oh, that's really, really annoying. All right, I think I'm going to have to pick a different color palette. But I don't want the top to be so gray. Okay, let's see. All right, I'm going to try something here. Let's bring on another reference band. No, let's see. Let's bring on another reference band this time for the, let's put another one on here. And this time our band is going to go from, let's say it goes from a constant of 0 to 100. Let's do a distribution. Okay, so that's going from 0 to 100. No computation, no tooltip. And what I'm hoping I can do now, oh, it's not working. Okay, so that gives me a white that goes all the way to the end. Okay, so now what I should be able to do is, oh, it doesn't let me change the opacity. Oh, so annoying. Okay, so I'm going to switch this to be a line, and then I'm going to say no line, no label, no tooltip, and I'm going to do fill below as a white. But that gets me to the same spot again. I was hoping to kind of maybe put like a sort of like a shading in front of it. Okay, hello Vic from India. So 2 from India. We got Bobby from the UK. What part of the UK are you from, Bobby? Okay, so we've got that. Still don't love it. We've got that. I think I like this one the best, but I'm going to format this a bit now. I'm going to make this not quite so strong. Yeah, maybe something like that. Well, the other option is to do none and change the bars maybe to something else. Let me try that. Oh, no, that's bad. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So, and then on this sheet, I'm also going to show the caption. And in my caption, I'm going to put a name. Let's say I want this to be like a light white, Tableau 8. So my data source is 1 year no beer. Created by me. Okay, that's fine. All right, so let's throw this now into a dashboard. And I'm not going to worry about floating anything because it's just one sheet. But I do need to set my dashboard format, default shading. I think I need to make it that one there. Okay, yeah, that's good. And then on this sheet, I want to make the padding. Let's see, actually, let me go here at 0. And then this one, I can make 20. And then also show the caption. Okay. Now I can mess around with the size a bit. Maybe something like that. Okay. That would give us kind of a tall chart. All right, so let me, which sheet is this on here? Text above, right? So if I change this bar size on this one, to be smaller. The problem now is this one. I need to move the label to the bottom. Nope, that doesn't do anything, does it? Okay. So let me try this again. So I'm just playing around with a bit of formatting here. So I changed it to a circle so that I had a bit more control over the formatting. So let me just increase the size of the line. Okay, so that didn't work, did it? Let's make the bar a bit thicker. What does that look like compared to the original? Ideally, the labels would have been underneath. Maybe I can do that. Let me just swap these around. No, wait, if I do sort, yeah, that's confusing. Okay. So I think I like that. Maybe this is where it's just so much formatting. Okay, so that's that. So then I'm going to maybe look at my phone layout and let's see what we can do here. So fit all. And this sheet I want to unpin. Yeah, but now it doesn't look very good, does it? Layout. Okay, so that's closer, but not quite there. Okay, let's make this maybe 16. Nope. I want to make sure it gets on 2 lines. Okay, there we go. And then let's add a bit more padding in this again. Okay, great. Now, what I don't like is how this doesn't quite fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, okay, let me go back here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this sheet. And then I'm going to set the title on this one to be 14. So I'm going to kind of make this look like, well, you'll see here in a second. And then the text on here, let's make it maybe 9. And that might work. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, where is it here? This sheet here, I believe. Which one is it? 3. So I'm going to hold my shift key down. I'm going to just float this in here. And I'm going to, well, it doesn't really matter. So what I'm going to do now is I want to kind of get this out of the way. So on the layout, I'm going to set the size of this object to be 0 and 0. Oops. Did I do this before? Okay, just like that. I'm just going to make it like super tiny. Okay, so let's make it 0. Okay, we can make it 1 by 1. So now it's so small that nobody will, well, it's still there kind of, right? Okay, that's okay. Let's just leave it like this for now. But what I can do is so my dashboard itself is, now this isn't going to work when I go to Tableau Public. Okay, let me go back here again. So let's make this 1. And I'm just going to move it over here. So we got that dot down there. Now if I go back to my phone, I should be able to bring this chart in here instead. I can delete this object and then delete that chart. Okay, and then let's go to the layout and make this 10. Now I'm a bit closer to how I want it to look. So let's show the caption. And now let me go back to this sheet. And let's maybe make this 7. And my bars, I'm going to make smaller. Okay, so now that's almost better. So let me go back. And then on this one, I'm going to switch this to be maybe a line. Let's do the label, maybe. Let's do it above or in the middle. Okay, let's try that. Okay, there we go. So now what I've done is I floated an extra sheet on there just so that I can use it for only the mobile version. So here, now what I can do is if I go to device preview, I want to get rid of the Tableau mobile app. And then my fit and width, and then my height is going to be 667 because that's the size of a mobile screen. Actually, let's make it like 600. Okay. And then, so that's good. What is going on here? No, I don't want to do that. What is going on here? Okay, like that. And then again, it's a bit of formatting. So now with my line, I could maybe put my label back at the bottom, and let's see how that looks on the dashboard. Okay, I don't like that, so I'm going to put it back. And there we go. So now I have both, and I can maybe make my bars a bit bigger. And let's see how that looks. Okay. So I'm going to switch it back to a circle because it just, and this is a lot of this is just experience and knowing sort of what to try. It's not, it literally is just building lots and lots of things. So if I go bottom, okay, so now let's make my bars a bit thinner. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's going to be my mobile version or my phone version, and this is going to be my desktop version. All right, so what I would do now is I'm going to extract the data. And I always save it in the same place. Save. And then I'm just going to copy that. For a sheet and save. And let's see. So I can go ahead and I don't really need to do that. So now if I publish this to Tableau Public, one of the interesting things I find is I always click on this remember me and it never remembers me. So I'm going to actually hide that for a second so I can type my stuff in without you trying to guess what I'm typing in. Okay, so I can now turn that back on and save. And then over here. All right, and there we go. So I have my my visualization. Let's see, allow access. So that way people can download it if they want. And then I like to always put the link to the live stream in here. So let's see, share, copy. That way, if anybody wants to watch the live stream again, they can. And I'll put that in here as the external link. And then save. Okay. Now, one of the things I always like to do is to go back to my profile and test it. Okay, so it looks good there, but I'm going to also test it in another browser that I'm not logged into. Make sure that it works. Okay, there we go. So that's it. Yeah, hopefully you learned something. A few tricks there with let's see so a few tricks as far as like, kind of putting the labels and things above the bars. This one I was trying to reproduce the original, so I got the black line to divide up the value, and then the rest going to 100%. This one is where I tried. So this is just a rounded bar, which I tried to do as what did I try to do? I forget. Oh, I tried to do it exactly like the original and couldn't get it to work. This is just a donut with a bar. Some other ideas for you to think about. So we've got the dotted line is you can think about maybe doing a waffle chart. If you haven't done a waffle chart before, this would be a good example of a waffle chart. You could do, what are some of our other percent of total charts? Waffle's the one that came to my head first. Well, I showed you donut. Let me go back here then. Function. Let's see. So proportions. None of those would work. Parts of the whole, pi, Sankey. So stacked bar graph, which we did. Tree map, I probably wouldn't do. Actually, one thing that could be neat, actually, this is a neat way to use a tree map. If I do, let's see, I think I need to do it as measure values on size, maybe. And I want to get rid of that. And I want to get rid of that. I'll get rid of that. Okay. So this is actually a what the heck am I thinking of? I'm drawing a blank now. Oh, a tree map, sorry. And then what I could do is I could put maybe the rank and the profession on here and set this to fit entire view. And now you're actually using you're able to use a, what's it called? A tree map as a percent of total chart. So I don't know. I think that's pretty neat. So if I put that on color, now I get something like that. So let me undo. So if I go back there, and then you could also put the percent feeling pressured onto, yeah, I can't put that on size because that size is already used. Yeah. So anyway, that's another way to do a percent of total graph is with a with a tree map. So that's another way to look at it. Let me just go through a few more examples to give you some ideas on different chart types you could use. So chart guide. And again, all of these links are in, you can get all of these from my website. If you go to andykriebel.com and scroll down to where I have different products, you can get a hold, you can get your hands on those bookmarks for just a couple of dollars. So any of these, so waffle we talked about, area chart doesn't make sense. Okay, data viz, chart choosers, data viz project. So I tend to just go through some of the, oh, this is another one. Maybe somebody could try a radial bar graph. They're not the, they're not the easiest to understand, but they are kind of neat to look at. If you can get it to go around to 86, that would be pretty cool for the first one. So I think it'd be really neat if somebody tried to build a radial bar chart. I do believe that I have a tutorial for that. So let me just type in here radial. Rounded bars. That's rounded bars. Okay, let me search again. Radial bar chart. Bars, that's not what I want. Okay, let me look somewhere else then. Maybe this is it. Oh, that's not it. I'm just going to search for radial. Let's see what that does. Oh, I've built one before. So here's an example of one. But that's not exactly what I'm looking for. Huh. And I know I've done one of these. I was going to try to put a link in the chat for you, but I don't see it. Okay, anyway, there's lots of tutorials out for how to do this radial bar chart. The tree map option I just showed you. It'd be cool if somebody did like a donut inside of a donut inside of a donut for all 6 of those. I don't know if that's possible. I'm going to play around with that after we're done here. So my thinking is you've got like, 10 donuts inside each other. It'll look terrible, but it might be fun to try to build. What else? Okay. I think I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate your time as always and taking the time to, spend your afternoon, evening, whatever it is, learning along with me. I find these really valuable to myself, and I hope you do as well. If you do like these videos, don't forget to give it a like, leave a comment, share it with other people that might find it useful. And I'll continue to do these until I probably stop using Tableau. I don't know if I'll ever stop using Tableau, but I'll continue to try to do these as best as I can every week, assuming no life things get in the way. But let's leave it there. And thank you very much. And everybody have a good rest of your week. Bye.